It is only at the very end of this speech that we get a sense of President Trump as a 21st century person, when he talks about a new millennium, about new innovations, about space, about conquering disease, about technology. In other places, it's remarkable. This is an industrial era speech, talking about manufacturing and factories. And the odd thing is, the very odd thing, much of his rhetoric is really 19th century. And here's the odd thing. Without using the words, he's making a Marxist argument. The working class is being exploited by the elite that doesn't care about them, that is profiting from them. And the world is part of that elite stealing things from America. Almost a revolutionary doctrine if you didn't put it in the rough timber of a Trumpian approach. The other part about this speech that's just remarkable is that at the end, when he's talking about America first, he is invoking a phrase that to Europeans, maybe not to ahistorical Americans, but to Europeans, is resonant with the isolationist policies of the American First Movement, led by Charles Lindbergh and others, which was a refusal to get involved in European politics, to say that Hitler was kind of okay, and that we had to be involved in things at home. That America First notion was only exploded in the disaster of American unpreparedness that was the disaster and the destruction and the deaths of American boys at Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. Evoking America first is sending bad signals to sophisticated Europeans who know their history, who know perhaps more about American culture and history in the 20th century than Mr. Trump, who seems preoccupied with the present and was not particularly reflective. As a speech, there were hints of an attitude towards the world. What was not said was probably more important than what was said. But Trump is rattling the cages, shaking things up. And in the world order, in the establishment elites who make up world foreign policy, this is not going to be reassuring. This is going to make for nervousness and doubts about America. How these doubts are going to be met. What's the reaction in the world? That's what we will wait to see. What Trump probably will be waiting to see is the reaction to his base, because that's who he was talking to here. This was not so much a healing speech. Yes, there were things about patriotism, about unity, about talking about rural farmers and people in inner cities. But for the most part, this was a harsh, dystopian, unhappy, dark speech that offered the world a prospect of America revived as a shiny kind of symbol. At the same time, right now, that symbol, as described by the President of the United States, is not attractive to so many foreign countries who also want their people to live better, to do better, and to live in a better world. For ICASTnews.com, live and direct from United Nations headquarters in New York City, USA, for State of Affairs, watching the state that seems to be the focus of the world's attention on this day, the 20th January, 2017. I'm Jonathan Sanders.